The only thing I could think of after reading Jinx chapter 85 was the small little tag one hangs in hotel rooms at the door handle in order to not get disturbed. And let me tell you, our boy Jaekyung was hungry as heck. Just imagine him standing behind that door and waiting for Kim Dan to come. Well, what did he do while waiting in his room since he seemed to just get out of the shower? Did he have to cool himself down after holding back for so long? That would be hilarious. One thing is clear, he's not getting a good night rest in a traditional way, but perhaps rather in his freaky Jaekyung way. Also, have you noticed, or is it just me, that the match isn't as much on his mind as it should be, or was in the past? It's more like he was looking forward to the main event, which was to spend the night with Kim Dan, after holding back for so long. But did he really have to hold back? To me, he's again confusing lust for affection and closeness with Kim Dan, but still, that man is hungry. The thing is that even now Kim Dan had noticed that Jaekyung isn't his usual self, but that he's rather changed and perhaps got a bit softer towards him. Not by words, obviously, but rather by actions, which clearly is Jaekyung's way of showing someone affection. He's not a man of words, but rather of actions. Remember the bear he got for Kim Dan? Or the clothes? If all this is necessary is a different kind of topic, but in general, he tends to show emotions through giving and showing, not only affection, but also rage, I guess. When he was angry, he threw Kim Dan's keychain gift. The love language between his former coach and him was all about yelling and cursing each other out, though they seemed to care for each other. I'm glad that he seems to be more gentle with Kim Dan, because that's what our Pookie finally deserves, only kindness and respect and gentleness. And slowly but surely Jaekyung is treating him like that. Finally. Have you noticed how he starts to hold his cheek when kissing? And let's not forget the elephant in the room. How he wants to prepare Kim Dan and worships him. Just as if they're lovers? I love to see Kim Dan finally enjoy their sweet time together and don't be afraid anymore, though he's obviously still unsure and perhaps even a bit anxious. Well, me too, because it's the first time that Jaekyung does all those things while both are being 100% man of their senses and know exactly what they're doing and saying. Yes, it's still so unusual to see them that intimate with so much passion, but I'm not complaining at all. I absolutely love the thought of both of them experiencing a lot of things together for the first time. Not only their time at the amusement park, but also related to intimacy. Jaekyung is doing things for Kim Dan he has never done before, and Kim Dan is receiving things for the first time too. What else could they be experiencing for the first time apart from that too? A relationship? Going on a real vacation? What do you think? I just know that their night they're going to spend together is going to be a first for both of them too. The atmosphere, the intimacy, perhaps even the aftercare? Who knows? Actually, I love to see Jaekyung being obsessed with Kim Dan, being desperate to finally see him, holding him as if Kim Dan might leave again and enjoying to make him feel good. Seeing Kim Dan kinda enjoy it too is an extra bonus. Them blushing so hard is also cute as heck. Let's have a look at the last thoughts, theories and predictions on Chapter 85 video and what actually did occur in the Jinx update. The first thought was about Kim Dan and Jaekyung spend their night together, and that Dan was thinking about going to Jaekyung's room. Also, it was about what happens in the night before the match, whether they'll have their pre-match Jinx preparations. Well, I wouldn't say that it's entirely wrong since they indeed started those preparations, though we don't know yet whether they'll spend their night together. But I kind of think so. The second thought was about both of them stay in their rooms, and we will get to see what their mornings and the actual match are going to be like. As I said before, this was the most least likely scenario since it was an anniversary chapter and the slow burn between those two is slow burning. So luckily it didn't occur. The third possibility was about them spend the night together, but without their pre-match Jinx preparations, so that Jaekyung can see that he can win without the ritual in the evening before. So this didn't occur too. Instead of that, we got a chapter full of passion and heat between those two, and it's only the beginning. But still, I think at some point in the plot, Jaekyung might realize that it was never about the Jinx in order to win a match. So it's still possible, but not now. So, what about the upcoming chapter 86? What is likely to happen? Let's have a look together. So, the first possibility is the most obvious one, LOL. They'll sleep together and Jaekyung will make Kim Dan as good as he never did before. Let's not forget, he's super determined not only in sports but I guess in bed too. But will they wake up in time? Or even spend the night together in one room? Will they even feel rested as coach instructed? The second possibility might also be about their intimate moments, but perhaps we will even get aftercare for Kim Dan, just as he always wished for. Maybe Jaekyung will take good care of Kim Dan after he said he's not going to go easy on him. Fact is, I don't think Jaekyung is going to talk about feelings or such things since, as I already said, I don't think he's a man of big words, but rather shows it in actions, even if he's as desperate as an animal for Kim Dan now. LOL. So the third possibility might be a funny but rather unlikely one. Imagine they both have a passionate night. We will get the details too. And suddenly they fall asleep and then oversleep. And coach or another Team Black member has to wake them up. Please, the awkwardness. That would be hilarious. Who knows? Though to be honest, I still think the first prediction is the most likely one, since so much time has passed since they were intimate with each other. So we will get a deeper insight and more details about it. Maybe even tiny moments where we can see how Jaekyung is treating and making Kim Dan feel good. So what do you think? What is likely to happen? Will we get a full night of passion between those two? Will they oversleep for the meeting in the morning with Team Black? Let me know in the comments.